Well, today we talked with Kyle Gaines from the St. Charles County Ambulance District on what to do if you find someone unresponsive.
Really what we're going to focus on are the 3 C's: check, call, compress. And so the first step there is to tap and shout and say, hey, are you okay? And during that step, we're also going to be looking for regular, normal breathing. If we don't see regular chest rise and fall, we're going to send somebody to call 911 at that point. We'd also want to see if there's an AED in the facility that we're at. And then we are going to move on to good quality chest compressions at that point. And what that's going to look like is to use what we call the heel of our hand, this spot here at the back of the hand, and we're going to place that on the lower half of the breastbone. We're going to get right up next to this patient. We're going to bring that other hand on top of the first, lock out those elbows, get the shoulders right above them, and then press straight down at a rate of 100 to 120 chest compressions per minute. That's about 2 per second, so we're going to be moving this along pretty good. And what we're doing with these chest compressions is we're moving that oxygen-rich blood up to the brain. We're going to keep that brain supplied with that oxygen-rich blood. Now, obviously, doing those chest compressions does take a lot out of the rescuer. So it's important, if we are somewhere where there are other individuals present, rotate out about every 2 minutes. We also want to make sure, first and foremost, that our victim is on a firm, flat surface. We need to make sure that they're not lying in bed, not lying on the couch, anything like that, because if they were, our compressions would compress the bed springs or the couch cushions, not get the proper depth that we are looking for. The American Heart Association actually has a whole slew of songs. You've probably heard using Staying Alive as the beat for your song, but Baby Shark also works for those with kids or grandkids. And there's a whole slew of others that you can use to keep the beat of 100 to 120 chest compressions per minute. A lot of people are always concerned about, am I going to break ribs if I'm performing CPR? And it is possible that you may pop the cartilage that holds the ribs to the sternum. But in this situation, injury in that fashion is much preferable to the other outcome that we could be looking at. And if nobody performs those quality chest compressions in the event of a cardiac arrest, the chance of survival is greatly diminished if that person goes without any CPR until paramedics and firefighters arrive on scene.
And as you heard Kyle say, an automated external defibrillator or AED can also help save someone who has gone into cardiac arrest. You can find those in schools, movie theaters, churches, and a lot of other places. Here's how they work.
AEDs come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. Some are neon green, some are yellow, but really the same basic steps operate every AED on the market. And you'll see, these ones are pretty simplistic, these trainers that we have. We've got a power button and a shock button, and that's what you're likely to see on virtually every model. So we'll turn that on.
Apply pads to patient's bare chest. Apply pads to patient's bare chest. Plug in pads connector next to flashing light. Do not touch the patient.
And at that point, we'd want to stop our chest compressions.
Do not touch the patient. Analyzing heart rhythm. Shock advised. Charging. Stay clear of patient.
And even though the unit said so, I'm going to say you're clear, I'm clear, we're all clear.
Shock delivered. It is safe to touch the patient.
And we're going to go right back into our chest compressions at that point.
It's all good stuff to know, and you can see more tips and watch that exclusive body cam video of the rescue in O'Fallon, Illinois inside this story on the First Alert 4 News app.